The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is Friday's News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, teachers to resume duties on January 19, charging fees for cashback transactions illegal, and PNG RFL launches gender equality strategy. The Central Provincial Government is preparing to launch 3 major development projects at Bautama in the Central Province. The tentative launch date is Friday, 23 January 2026. The projects include real estate and commercial development, which will feature 120 residential houses and apartments, as well as a commercial precinct comprising a service station, shopping mall, clinic and police post, Bautama Boom Gate, automated toll and security system, and Bautama Market refit. The launch of these projects reflects Governor Rufina Peters' commitment to delivering tangible services, planned development, and improving security for Central Province. The 2026 academic year has begun as the National Department of Education rolls out new digital reforms and strengthened accountability measures. Education Secretary Dr. Uke confirmed that teachers will resume duties on January 19th, followed by students on January 26th, marking the start of a 41-week school year.
The Education Department says it is ready for a smooth start to 2026. With teachers returning first and digital upgrades helping cut delays and confusion. Speaking at the Vilupindi House in Port Moresby today, Dr. Combra reminded the public that school resumption is a regular annual event, with instructions and requirements already sent out to schools, teachers, and education authorities.
The resumption of school, teachers and students will be commencing on January 19th. That's next week, Monday. Teachers will resume. And the following week, on the 26th, the students will resume. That's for the 2026 academic year, which will run for 41 weeks for the whole year. So the academic year starts next week with teachers on 19th and students on the 26th. So at this juncture, I'd like to welcome all the teachers who will be coming back for duties after the Christmas break. And we will also welcome the students back from their holidays as well. With the resumption of duties, we will be conducting an academic opening session. That will be conducted as soon as the NCD Education Division and Services classes are start, and they will coordinate that activity. But to start off with, the resumption of duties and resumption of school is an annual event. It's nothing new. So we have issued a circular already to all the schools and all teachers and all education authorities of the requirements that they'll have to meet on the resumption of duties. One obvious one that we always hear about is the teachers' resumption forms. Teachers' resumption forms have already been delivered to provinces, and it's now in the provinces for teachers to complete when they take up their appointments.
Resumption forms have been distributed nationwide and must be completed by teachers when taking up their appointments. Provinces were directed to finalize teacher posting by November 13th last year, and most met the deadline, an improvement the Secretary says will help prevent payroll delays. From pay number 1 to pay number 7, teachers are paid under the assumption that they have resumed. Forms will be removed from the payroll, but back pay will be restored once they comply. This year, the department will also pilot an electronic resumption of duty system in the National Capital District, aimed at reducing paperwork and improving data accuracy. A national inspection team will be deployed across the country to monitor schools and ensure the 2026 academic year begins without disruption. Joanna Pile, TV1 News.
5 men from Enga province have been charged with threatening, obstructing and assaulting a police officer in Port Moresby while he and his colleagues were attending to a complaint. Commander for NCD Central, Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police Benjamin Turi, confirmed that the 5 men, 4 from Layagam and 1 from Kandep. He said one of the suspects assaulted a senior member of the Hohola police station and tore off his police uniform. The police were responding to a complaint made against the attacker. According to the initial police report, the men were at one of their late relatives' home at Hohola 5, attempting to remove his widow and their children and claim the property. The widow reported the incident to the police, who responded. With the ongoing medicine shortage reported every year across Papua New Guinea due to systematic issues, Summit Pharmaceutical Limited, a Ministry of Health licensed medical supplier, was happy to supply 30,000 kina worth of medical supplies to a clinic in the Maprik district of East Sepik province. Naramco Health Aid Post serves a population of 15 to 20,000. Medical supplies are an absolute necessity.
30,000 kina worth of medical drugs were purchased for Naramco Health Aid Post in the Yamil Tamawi Rural LLG of Maprik District, East Sepik Province.
All right. That's the payment for them.
First and a lot more to help other Papua New Guineans. Thank you so much.
Naramco serves 15 to 20,000 locals, and with the ongoing medicine shortages reported across the country, Naramco is fortunate to be receiving procured medical supplies. Summit Pharmaceutical Limited, a Ministry of Health licensed medical supplier, was happy to procure the medical supplies for Maprik businessman and former Maprik MP John Simon, whose family is purchasing the supplies with personal funding.
So I talked to my brother who's sitting right here. We need to continue to assist. What you gave, you'll always get it back. That's the principle. So today we decided to assist our clinic that is in Maprik in our LLG. It's called Naramco Health Post. That was built at my time when I was a member under the aid funding. And right now our people get medicine there. And I've been running out of medicines. So instead of we using the money and trying to give money to people and make them happy, we decided we buy medicines and put it in the hospital, in the clinic, in the health post that would assist them.
According to Mr. Simon, this is the first batch of medical supplies, which will be shipped off next week. He said the family has set aside 100,000 kina for this medical assistance exercise for the district this year. There are plans to also provide medical supplies to other health centers in the district. It is part of an health initiative his family is piloting. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
The first batch of elderly care trainees are ready for work following the completion of their training this week. This marks a major step forward for professional elderly care in Papua New Guinea. The Reformation Ministries and Churches Network PNG, through its RISEC Education and Training Services, announced that the trainees successfully completed their practical training this month. The training was carried out in partnership with Cheshire Disability Services, where the trainees gained hands-on experience in caring for elderly people and persons living with disabilities. This graduation comes at a time when the demand for professional elderly care services is growing across Papua New Guinea, especially as families and communities face changing social and economic pressures. RMC and PNG is a church-based organization guided by the vision of building man to build a godly nation. The organization believes national development begins by investing in people through training, skills development, and strong values. The training program is delivered under RISEC's 8-phase Human Resource Development Framework. The model supports people from early childhood to older age, ensuring skills training, character building, and pathways into employment. The framework is inclusive and ensures persons living with disabilities are given opportunities to train, work, and contribute meaningfully to society. Through this partnership, Cheshire Disability Services provides real-life training environments, while RISEC manages education programs and links graduates to employment opportunities in PNG and overseas. Organizers at Cheshire say the graduation of these elderly care trainees is a strong example of how partnerships can help build a skilled, compassionate, and inclusive workforce for the nation's future. Heavy Lift has reported that all 14 passengers and crew aboard its aircraft that veered off the runway on Simberi Island yesterday are safe and no one was injured. According to the statement issued Thursday, January 15th, the company operated ATR 42 veered off runway 28 while landing at Simberi Airport at approximately 4:30 in the afternoon in wet and slippery conditions. The aircraft was operating a charter service from Port Moresby to the island with 11 passengers and 3 crew members. The aircraft sustained some damage and recovery efforts were underway as of when the incident occurred. This is TVWAN News. After the break, ICCC says charging fees for cashback transactions using FPOS.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Toks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but me it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
Long year 2024, 7 baby I born one time HIV. HIV I can go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama I get HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol Yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time Yumi pan him sick HIV area, or time bell mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawa I come long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Always on WhatsApp? Then this is your style of banking with TISA. Check your account balance or even chat with a TISA bank agent. Get started today by following these simple steps. 1. Save TISA Bank's official WhatsApp number in your phone. 2. Open WhatsApp and send a simple hi. 3. Follow the menu to start banking. It's that easy. TISA Bank. Banking on change.
Tourette syndrome stupid. Me and Colin got engaged.
We have been talking about premarital counseling.
Colin looks pissed.
Balin Out Loud, Thursdays 9:30 on TLC.
It's not just a sport, it's a way of life.
Really good with ball in hand and will score under the post.
Charging down the field, shot by Maka. How about that for defending? McCarthy Black takes them all on the outside and he's gotten away initially.
And now Faith Nathan slices between the New Zealand defenders.
And they're almost away, they are, Fiji. They're going to get the opener in the second half. One line break is enough. They live and breathe this game.
Welcome back. The United States ambassador to Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu has officially ended her diplomatic posting. Ambassador Anne-Marie Yastishok departed Port Moresby today after 2 years of service, leaving behind a strengthened partnership between the United States and Papua New Guinea. The United States ambassador to Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu departed her post today, concluding 2 years of diplomatic service in PNG, Solomon Islands and Vanuatu. Ambassador Anne-Marie Yastishok's tenure coincided with major milestones, including PNG's 50th independence anniversary and 50 years of US-PNG bilateral relations. During her time in office, Ambassador Yastishok oversaw joint military exercises, encouraged U.S. investment through business delegations, and strengthened people-to-people ties through sister city agreements. She also supported women entrepreneurs, cultural exchanges, and community outreach across the country. A key achievement was the signing of the Framework for Strategic Cooperation with Prime Minister James Marape, setting the direction for future cooperation. As she departs, Alex Berenberg will take over as the Charge d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy says it will continue building on these achievements to strengthen relations between the two nations into the future.
And may 2026 bring lots of opportunities for the people of Papua New Guinea and bring our countries closer together in our partnership and what we want to achieve together for Papua New Guinea.
Bank South Pacific has confirmed a fire at its Kerevat branch in East New Britain yesterday afternoon. Staff were safely evacuated and the branch is now closed. The fire broke out at around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, but was quickly contained by staff. An assessment is underway to determine the cause. The branch will remain closed for repairs. Customers can use cash agents, Kokopo or Rabaul branches, while digital banking remains active. Consumer watchdog, the Independent Consumer and Competition Commission, has issued a strong warning to shops and businesses not to charge customers any fees for cashback transactions conducted using FPOS machines. It has come to the ICC's attention through several consumer complaints and preliminary investigations that some shops in the urban centres and rural areas of the country have been charging customers fees for cashback transactions. The ICCC states that this practice is unfair to consumers.
Recent inquiries conducted by the Independent Consumers and Competition Commission with respective banking institutions confirmed that banks do not impose any fees on FPOS cashback transactions. Any additional charges applied by shops for customers seeking cashback are not authorized by the banks. ICCC Commissioner Roy Dagi, in a statement, has encouraged customers to immediately report such practices to the concerned bank and ICCC. Dagi says they have met with BSP Group and Kina Bank, both of whom have confirmed that charging customers for cashback is illegal and is a breach of the merchant agreement that exists between the bank and the merchant. Both banks have agreed to work closely with the ICCC to ensure all shops comply with the merchant agreements. The ICCC is also collaborating and consulting with the Bank of PNG as the mandated regulator for the financial services to ensure and consider introducing appropriate regulatory measures to address this consumer concern and to prevent unfair trading practices by merchants. The public is advised to remain vigilant and report any shop that continues to charge fees for EFTPOS cashback transactions immediately so that the matter can be investigated and necessary action taken against non-compliant businesses. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape has emphasized the importance of unity and respect among citizens as he was preparing to leave for the 56th World Economic Forum in Switzerland. Marape called on all citizens to take collective responsibility for addressing law and order issues and protecting the nation's image, particularly as the country seeks to promote tourism.
Highlighting the significance of tourism as a vital sector for economic growth, Prime Minister James Marape has urged citizens to actively contribute to a welcoming and a safe environment for both locals and visitors. He stressed that fostering a culture of respect and cooperation is essential to enhance Papua New Guinea's reputation on the global stage. Before departing for Switzerland on Thursday afternoon for the 56th World Economic Forum, the Prime Minister advocated for investment opportunities in tourism and other sectors, showcasing the natural beauty and cultural diversity of Papua New Guinea.
I want to ask all of our citizens, when we give a peaceful environment, it makes me and Deputy PM and the government's job much, much easier to look for ways to attract more employers to come into a country or more visitors to come into a country in as far as tourism is concerned. And the value add to this is second to none as far as us giving our country a peaceful environment. So please, I want to again, as I conclude this press, ask its citizens right across the country. Look at him law, look at him Konaplo, Papua New Guinea, you stop long. Suppose you know how much James Marape, as I always said, I said yesterday, I will say again right through next year. You know how much James Marape, then Rossi Mill office in 2027. I'm right for you. But no can bagaram country. You know how much Lamiblo employ get process lo deal want to this plus but no can bagaram country. You may look at one of my view stop. Trying best long protecting country blue.
Marape called on all citizens to uphold law and order as it goes hand in hand with attracting international tourism, as a safe and respectful environment is crucial for potential travelers. Furthermore, the Prime Minister stated that he aims to inspire a sense of national pride and civic responsibility among all citizens, reinforcing the idea that everyone has a role to play in building a better future for the country.
The world certainly knows we exist. We are in an important geography. I just want to ask all of us, let's not send negative signals out to the country. Look after your space of our country in the beautiful diversity we have. Law and order, it's responsibility of all of us together. In the streets, in the suburbs, in the villages, in the highways, wherever we are placed in, especially where our people are intermingling. In the Highlands communities, in the urban areas like in Port Moresby and Lae, in Hagen, in Kokopo, in Wewak. I want to ask each and every one of us, to the youths out there, we are doing our absolute best to make sure our country is being progressed, and you can help us even do better.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister James Marape has urged investors in Port Moresby to prioritize the indigenous people of Port Moresby, Motu Koita people, in terms of job opportunities.
Prime Minister James Marape has called on investors in Port Moresby to prioritize Motu Koita Buens when creating job opportunities. Speaking at an event in Port Moresby recently, The Prime Minister emphasized the importance of inclusive development and the need for local communities to benefit directly from economic activities taking place in the city.
And I want to pay a special mention to the people of Motukoita. My government have created a special electorate for them so that their voice is still maintained in our city and in the national parliament. And so I just want to ask all employers, we may insert in law a requirement that the Motukoita there's a quarter of Motukoita being employed in every employment in our city because they've lost right to their fishing grounds or waters and their gardening grounds. They are, in my view, people amidst us who need to be employed in the formal sector.
Marape reiterated that the government aims to foster sustainable development for the indigenous people to uplift and improve their quality of life. He said this initiative is part of a broader strategy to promote equitable growth in the country, ensuring that the benefits of investment reach the people who have deep historical ties to the land and its resources.
As we start 2026, city power, city water, city ICT, safe city concept will be looked at, and in partnership with Governor Parkop, we want Port Moresby to be truly an amazing city that is a hub of business, commerce, sports, recreation, people to people. By 2027, there'll be road running from Leyte to Port Moresby, as I did drove from Port Moresby to Alatau a few months back. But those drives will not be unplanned. We will make sure police are stationed in appropriate areas. The relook at converting settlements to survey proper is something we'll be working on to making sure that Port Moresby becomes a safer, better city where all of us can enjoy.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
And now for the finance news. The Kina closed lower at $0.2343 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2268 US, $0.3356 Australian dollars, 0.1873 euro and 35.72 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold and coffee closed higher. The rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TVWAN News. Stay tuned. We'll have the day's other stories when we return.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with BSP's One Talk Wallet. BSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
I'm on my way.
Did you know that you can get the latest updates on what's happening on the DTV app? 1. Open the DTV app. 2. Go to the profile on the upper right-hand corner of your screen and scroll down to push notifications. 3. Turn it on and you're good to receive notifications on the latest sports, TV series, and movies. DTV, your TV on the go.
"24-hour service.
always there when we need them the most. They risk their lives to save mine. They are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. They are our everyday heroes. St. John Ambulance, trusted to care.
Well, this match is coming alive.
Even by Djokovic's standards, it is simply stunning.
This is Gospel Africa.
You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost the battle. You've never lost a battle. You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost the battle. You've never lost the battle. You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost the battle. You've never lost the battle. You will always win. You will always win. You've never lost the battle. You've never lost the battle. You will always win. You will always win. You will always win.
This is Gospel Africa.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. In regional news, a viral app named Are You Dead that notifies the user's emergency contacts if they do not check in for a specified length of time has been rebranded to Demumu. In an interview with Chinese media on Wednesday, one of the app's founders said De is abbreviated for the word death, while Mumu was a cute-sounding nonsense word. The app developer said changing the name makes it easier to expand globally. Last week, the app topped the list of paid applications in Chinese app stores, and this week was third among all paid utilities apps in Australia. The Australian Prime Minister's plan to rapidly strengthen hate and gun laws after the Bondi terror attack is facing a major roadblock. Both the Coalition and Greens are tonight refusing to back the bill in its current form.
Up north as he prepares for a political fight in Canberra.
I find the opposition leader's comments quite extraordinary.
Those comments indicating her party is unlikely to support Labor's proposed hate laws.
The opposition has extremely serious concerns.
Now feeling rushed after weeks of demanding the government take urgent action after the Bondi attack.
The bill is pretty unsalvageable.
It's a very short turnaround for massive changes which will have massive consequences for freedom of speech.
How is it that after calling for Parliament to be brought back, they're now saying, what's the rush, Parliament can wait into the never-never?
The other potential path through Parliament not looking great either.
The Greens will not be supporting this bill in its current form.
Still open to negotiations, but wanting much broader protections for protest and minorities.
We must tackle hate and racism in all its forms.
Putting the Prime Minister's timeline to pass the legislation in doubt.
This is a moment where people should be coming forward in good faith.
We did not create the timetable. The government created this timetable under significant pressure from the Coalition.
The Prime Minister still wants to pass this quickly, and the peak Jewish body is urging the Coalition in particular to not let perfect be the enemy of good. But given the concerns raised today, any changes would have to be significant to get this bill across the line.
New South Wales Police say there'll be a high visibility operation in Sydney tomorrow night, with a rally against the state's protest restrictions planned in the CBD. It follows new laws passed in the wake of the Bondi Beach terror attack restricting mass protests.
Are expected to be deployed throughout the Sydney CBD over the weekend, with a number of rallies expected to go ahead, including one tomorrow night rallying specifically against the state's protest restrictions. Now, these protest restrictions were passed through Parliament on Christmas Eve in the wake of the Bondi Beach terrorist attack, in which 15 people were killed and dozens more were injured. What these laws do is restrict Form 1 submissions authorising protests, which means that they won't be approved for a period of up to 90 days in the wake of a terrorist declaration. It gives the Police Commissioner the power to restrict protests and public assemblies for a fortnight for a period of up to 90 days in the wake of a terrorist event. So they are temporary, but they are currently what's at play here in New South Wales. Now, Assistant Commissioner Peter McKenna fronted the media today to provide some clarity on what the laws do and don't allow with these planned protests going ahead.
It's really important to point out this is only a temporary process at the moment. It's 90 days at the most following a terrorist attack. I don't think it's unreasonable for the Commissioner of Police to say, you know what, we've had something so violent, so horrific happen in the streets of Sydney. How about let's all just take a break, let's just calm down, and let's just make sure that we've got that social cohesion piece right, and then we get back to business as usual.
Assistant Commissioner McKenna stressed that the New South Wales Police Force isn't a political organisation and their focus is public safety. He said that the police force had facilitated more than 1,000 protests over the past year and 25 static protests since these restrictions came into effect. He said that anyone wanting to protest over the weekend who followed the instructions of police, who didn't obstruct traffic or footpaths and didn't intimidate or harass, had freedom of expression and they could protest. But he said anyone attending rallies, trying to do the wrong thing or committing offences could expect to face penalties.
Japan is going to the depths of the ocean to reduce its reliance on China. Tokyo has launched an ambitious plan to mine the floor of the Pacific for mud rich in rare earth minerals at a depth of 6 kilometres. The plan has been years in the making, but comes at a precarious time with diplomatic relations between Tokyo and Beijing at a low ebb. China continues to ramp up pressure on Japan after Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi suggested Tokyo could react militarily to any attack on Taiwan. Beijing claims Taiwan and has not ruled out taking it by force. The Prime Minister has visited flood-ravaged central Queensland, where he's announced additional disaster relief funding. The town of Clermont has faced its most worst flood in 100 years from ex-tropical cyclone Koji, while calls for more warnings grow louder.
Assessing the damage in person and unveiling a further $26 million in support for drenched Clermont.
The people here are resilient, but they've been doing it tough over recent days. And we're here to say that the federal government has got your back.
Locals say not enough warning was given to prepare their homes.
Many people, friends of ours, and they just didn't have the time, the warning to pack up and leave. It's something that could have really been avoided with the tech that we have these days and the data that we can, model from.
As frustrations grow over offline flood gauges in the northwest.
Some $236 million we've allocated over 10 years to upgrade flood warning infrastructure.
The Prime Minister has hit back at the Premier's comments earlier this week.
Communities are flying blind because there hasn't been the investment in things like rain gauges and in many places radar to warn of the impending danger.
The Queensland Premier is responsible for Queensland infrastructure.
Meanwhile, authorities are monitoring the Fitzroy catchment as floodwaters travel.
Residents here in Rockhampton have begun to sandbag their properties, with forecasts the Fitzroy River could peak to more than 7.5 metres from early next week.
The local council asking the public to stay informed and prepare their properties.
A SpaceX capsule has departed the International Space Station, carrying a 4-member crew on an emergency return flight to Earth and necessitated by an unspecified serious medical condition afflicting one of the astronauts aboard. The Crew Dragon capsule, which is carrying 2 U.S. NASA astronauts, a Japanese crewmate and a Russian cosmonaut, undocked from the space station and began its descent from orbit about 9:20 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. The 4 are headed for a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean off the California coast early on Thursday local time. NASA Chief Health and Medical Officer James Pock later said the medical emergency did not involve an injury that occurred in the pursuit of operations. And that ends the news segment. Coming up in sports, PNG RFL launches gender equality strategy in Rugby League.
Digicel Business. We help grow your business with secure, reliable and cost-effective ICT solutions. We will manage your technology so you can power your vision for your business with the best solutions to offer. Accelerate your business growth with Digicel Business Cloud Solutions with cloud platform services, disaster recovery as a service and backup as a service. Talk to our cloud solutions experts today. Digicel Business. Better solutions for better business.
Join Digicel and enjoy the network that rewards you with a whole lot more. Activate a new Digicel prepaid SIM and get 2 gigs data plus 20 minutes free Digicel to Digicel talk for 3 months. Get your first month's reward instantly with no spend required. Spend 30 or more for your rewards in months 2 and 3. So what are you waiting for? Get your new SIM at any Digicel outlet or agent today and enjoy free talk and free data only with Digicel.
Living in a village? No problem. No power? No problem. No TV? No problem at all. Now you can watch your favorite sports and entertainment shows right from your phone or tablet. That's right, it's mobile and convenient. So what are you waiting for? Download your Digicel TV app today. Watch TV any place, anywhere, anytime. Digicel TV app, PNG's #1 mobile TV app. Dial *675# or visit my Digicel app to buy your TV plan today.
First shot that might get to the boundary and already proved this is a quick outfield.
Medication time.
This January, the world has gone wild. Chaos, thrills, explosive, and star-studded action.
The man is crazy.
And you're not.
And you're gonna need a crew as nuts as you are.
I'm freaking out!
Survive the madness if you can. January Saturday blockbuster movies, only on Hits Movies.
Welcome back. The much-anticipated Agback Rugby League 9's Tri-Series began today at the Gele Resettlement Sports Facility. 19 were confirmed to participate, 15 men teams and 4 women's teams. Teams come from neighboring locations including Lihir, Kimbe, Kokopo, Rabaul and Gazelle. The teams have been divided into 3 pools of 5 for the first leg. The tournament director explained the tri-series aims to provide a platform for emerging talents to showcase their skills and potentially earn selection into the AGMAC Guria's development program. The second leg of the tri-series will be hosted at Gelegele on the weekend of January 23rd and 24th, while the final leg will be held at the Queen Elizabeth Park in Rabaul on January 31st. The Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League has launched its gender equality strategy, which will work to advance gender equality in rugby league through an inclusive, safe and empowering environment that enables women, men, girls and boys to participate and lead at all levels of the game.
The strategy creation is supported by the Australian government through the PNG Rugby League Pathways program, which is working in partnership with PNG Rugby League stakeholders to build stronger foundations for men's and women's active participations and high performance in rugby league. It was developed through consultation with people playing, coaching and working in rugby league around the country, and a collaborative design process involving PNG RFL, the PNG NRL Academy and staff from the PNG Rugby League Pathways Development Program. The strategy is aligned to PNG RFL's vision of better people, better sport and better nation. In announcing the strategy ahead of a bumper year of women's programs and competitions in 2026, including PNG's hosting of World Cup matches, PNG RFL CEO Stanley Ondina thanked the effort from the stakeholders and acknowledged these strategies as a huge milestone for PNG RFL.
Together, and we've set it up to be the PNG RFL Women's Strategy. We were fortunate enough to get people who are subject matter experts in drafting the plan, and again, thanks to partnership with the Australian government and the support through the GHD to fund this process and to help. And we've pulled a strategy together, and I'm comfortable with the strategy at its launch now, having seen the alignments. If you see the slides that they put up, one of the blue slides had the alignments to where the plan is aligning to the pillars. It starts with the constitution of this country, equal participation and gender equality. It's one of the directive principles that this nation was built upon. The Vision 2050 talks about women. The MTDP4 talks about women. The PNG sports policy talks about women. So in that space, we got alignment to that. So
the strategy was authored by Miriam Dogimab, who is a gender equality and inclusion specialist who has worked across Papua New Guinea, including closely with health, law and justice and community sectors. It defines practical actions for rugby league stakeholders to drive progress for women and girls in 4 areas: participation, leadership, visibility, and safe and respectful environment. The areas include participation, which is to increase opportunities for women and girls to engage in rugby league in all roles, whether as players, coaches, or support staff. Visibility, to elevate the presence of women in rugby league through media coverage, storytelling, representation, and ambassadors, ensuring their contributions are recognized and celebrated. And leadership, to foster women leaders who can influence decision-making and inspire positive change within the sport. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN Sports.
Recently appointed CEO of the PNG Chiefs, Lorna McPherson, will commence her role in February this year. PNG Rugby Football League CEO Stanley Ondina has congratulated Ms. McPherson for her appointment, stating it was well-deserved, having worked alongside her for more than a decade in the rugby league space.
A proud Lorna McPherson revealed during the launch of the PNG RFL Gender Equality Strategy that she is ready to lead PNG's newest franchise in Australia's prestigious National Rugby League competition in 2028.
It needs to be done, but there's so many things already underway. I'm totally the strongest belief that we will deliver. There's no question about it. I would not have taken the job if I didn't believe I could deliver it.
Ms. McPherson will be exiting Digicel PNG Limited as its Senior Vice President for External Affairs to begin her new role with the PNG Chiefs this February. Top of the agenda is establishing a rugby league academy for the franchise.
So just as a point, that it's really interesting, we announced the fact we're going to do 50 scholarships. So just let's be clear, 25 are going to the men, 25 are going to the girls, so we'll be equal. And that's the way we're going to start off. Yeah. So I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about the scholarships, and I'll tell you much more about all that once I get into the role. So as I said, I'm still in my old job, still to start my new one, but very excited. And you guys are going to come on the journey. It's what an exciting time for us all as well.
PNG Rugby Football League CEO Stanley Hondina stated that Lona's appointment as PNG Chief CEO is upon merit and well deserved.
Back in 2010, she was brought into the NRLC board, and then from there she's been with the game, and she fell in love with the game and she enjoyed the game, so she stayed on from there on. And Digicel, thank you to Digicel as a company, has been sponsoring the competition from then, and she kept on staying on. That allowed her to stay on until 2023, when we talked about the strategy at the back end to have women in the boards and in leadership.
Ms. McPherson is supported by a strong board featuring NRL great Marcus Bai and seasoned business executives Stan Joyce, Ian Taurutia, Richard Pengum, Catherine Harris, and Chiefs Board Chairman Ray Deeb. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
And finally, Oceania will finally play its first professional football league when the OFC Pro League kicks off at Eden Park this weekend. All 8 competing clubs will play 3 matches in 6 days during the first round of the competition in Auckland, with Bula FC and Vanuatu United FC getting the OFC Pro League underway on Saturday, 17th January. It starts the first of 72 matches during the competition's inaugural season, with the league returning to Auckland for the finals in May. The tournament's opening match day at Eden Park has it all, with Roy Krishna marking his return to the region for Bula FC and Auckland FC, and South Island United facing off in New Zealand's new football rivalry. And that's all we have for sports. Now for the weather report. Southern region, Port Moresby, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with chances of some showers. Alotau, partly cloudy, becoming cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Popondetta, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy tonight with some showers. Momase, Ley, mostly fine, becoming cloudy tonight with some showers. Wewak, mostly cloudy with some rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Boka, partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with chances of few showers. And Highlands region, Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with some rain showers. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, mostly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Oceans forecast. Coral Sea, seas rough, very rough along its eastern sector with west and northwest winds of 20 to 30 knots, reaching 45 knots along its eastern sector. Solomon Sea, seas moderate to rough with west to northwest winds of 15 to 30 knots. Bismarck Seas, seas rough with northwest winds of 15 to 30 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas rough, very rough at some areas with northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots, reaching up to 45 knots at some areas. And coastal waters. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, to Kerama to Yule Island, to Hood Point to Samurai Island. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands, and waters of New Britain, seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters at times. Waters of Samurai Island to Cape Vogel and Olmilimbe Bay Islands, waters of Finchafen through Vitiers Strait to Siasi then Long Island to Medang, waters of New Island and waters of Bougainville, seas 2 to 3 meters, rising to 4 meters at times along gale warning areas. And waters of Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG and Indonesian border, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Have a great weekend. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by